If your tank water heater's over 8 years old, you may be sitting on a ticking time bomb. It could start leaking without warning, causing far more damage than the loss of the heater itself. Consider replacing it with a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to leak, endless hot water for spa-like comfort, longer life, and backed by Navien's strong warranty. Before time runs out, visit tanklessmadesimple.com for the name of your Navien contractor.
Count on Navien.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. A wedding video from Snohomish is going viral because of the bridesmaids' horrible singing and because the best man faints, face plants hard, and pees himself while unconscious. The triple threat right there.
We mentioned earlier today is like National Laugh Out Loud or Enjoy Laughing Day. And
yes.
It's like, we were talking about things that make you laugh out loud. And this legitimately, when I watched this video this morning, I could not stop laughing. The face plant is next level and the singing is even worse.
Okay, so let me just say this now. We like to laugh as long as we know people don't get hurt. And he's going to be okay. He did knock out a couple of teeth, but it is okay to laugh.
To love you, I get to love you.
There it goes.
Water? Dude, water. This is a beating. Oh, and that's...
I mean, he did the whole wedding a favor by passing out. Like, they got her to stop singing.
Oh, dude, he face plants hard, though. He really, really does. Like
he had to be drunk.
He doesn't break his fall. Or it could be he passed out because they're outside. I don't know how hot it was.
Nerves.
I don't know, dude. It could be a lot of things. I mean...
Somebody put on their YouTube, if that chick finished singing, everyone in the wedding would have went down.
Yeah.
Why'd they let her sing, first of all?
Yeah, what do we need that for? You know, more and more people, though, are trying to make their weddings, you know, fancier and stuff and doing choreography and everything. And, that woman, I mean, I hope she knows she can't sing. Or is she like those folks that go on to like the American Idol and The Voice and they don't know they can't sing?
Nobody in the wedding party? I mean...
There wasn't a rehearsal?
Then they would say, hey, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
One person says that's why he chose to be the best man, always thinking of others during a time of crisis.
Dude, if you watch this video on the BJ Miggs page, I mean, see, it's funny. He falls too hard for me to laugh. I mean, he's
fine.
Was that like concrete he fell on?
I think it was like a wood, like.
Oh, that makes me feel a little better because there was a little give. Okay,
it was
good.
Like a deck.
Yeah, that makes me feel a little better. A little give to that because he doesn't break his fall. His head slams. Boom. Dude, I'm sorry. And you're laughing, and I'm like, oh, no.
I mean, I've fainted a few times in my life, and I've done the exact same thing.
Yeah, you have, dude. You're right. You've been that guy. Oh, that's a beating.
Someone shared this on Facebook and said, when your best man takes one for the team.
It is. I mean, it is. The timing is unbelievable because she is just breaking. I mean, she's just, the dogs are howling at her singing, and he just goes down as if he couldn't take it anymore. The timing couldn't have been better as far as how bad was she singing? This guy couldn't take it anymore and face planted.
Somebody brought up a good point. If you go to your YouTube settings and set it to the slowest possible speed and watch it that way, it's even more epic.
Oh, okay. You trying that out?
Oh, hell yeah. I got to try that out.
You got to do that.
Oh, there he is.
There he's going down. Oh, no, dude. And again, it's on the BJ Miggs page of KISW.com. Oh, yeah.
My gosh, that's awful.
He doesn't even, he doesn't break his fall. His
hand touched a little bit before. Not much.
He's like got his hands by his side, almost like they tucked in his pockets, and he just doesn't even know he's going down. He's just done. He's just, I can't watch it. And
Why?
You keep replaying it. Oh, it's just...
He's going to be okay.
He lost a couple of teeth. That's a pretty good smacking.
Yeah, but he gets brand new ones.
And he didn't have to listen to the rest of that song.
Can I punch your teeth out and then you go? Are
you going to buy me new ones? Then hell yeah.
All right, fine.
My teeth are messed up.
Okay.
Could you imagine being at a wedding?
Yeah.
And they're like, and now we have the maid of honor who wants to sing a song.
Oh.
And it's that?
God, that was
Can we hear that again? Just
all right. Do you really want to?
Yeah.
You're going to subject us to that singing? Also, we want to hear the guy fall hard. I suppose that's a good one, too. Yeah.
When it's too heavy to carry, remember this moment. I get to love
Oh,
you.
gosh, I'm sorry, honey, but really.
I get to love.
Yeah, and he's done. Oh.
Water.
Yeah. And also, and maybe a gag for her.
So he says he probably locked his legs. Was he standing up there? They say don't lock your legs.
They do. They do say that. Yeah, keep your knees bent.
Bro, that was in my head big time for my wedding. Granted, I had a couple shots of vodka.
That'll help.
And a couple of drinks beforehand. Some men's room, original red. We had that in the back room and in the boardroom where we got married. And then I got in my own head because somebody said, don't lock your legs. So I'm like standing up there waiting for my wife to come down the aisle. And I'm like practically squatting because I'm like afraid to lock my legs. And I'm like, I don't want to pass out. I'm known for passing out.
That's what I was afraid of with you. I really was afraid, like, man, I hope this doesn't happen to him. Now, this happened in Snohomish, okay, even though it's spreading all over the place and people are seeing this everywhere across the country. But someone's got to know these people, right?
Yeah. I want to know why they let her sing.
Two things. Why did they let her sing, and what happened? Did he pass out? Did he pass out because of the singing? If you know this couple, we would love to talk to you. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Or if you're one of the people, maybe you're the bride, the groom, or maybe you're the dude that passed out, the best man.
Oh, that guy. We could give him a T-shirt.
We give him something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. I want to know how his dental work is coming because he lost a couple teeth. Do you think he would be honest and go, dude, I that singing killed me. I couldn't take it anymore.
I was already fading, and that just sent me over the edge.
If the maid of honor calls in, do we let her sing?
Yeah. Now, do you think? Oh, yeah.
Okay, if you call in maid of honor,
like web redemption.
Yeah, we'll give you a chance. Yeah, we'll toss 2.0 it for you.
Maybe it was just nerves. Maybe she is a good singer, and she was just nervous.
Gosh, that's a beating if she is, because that performance was totally pitchy, dog.
Shane has a good... Thanks, Randy. Shane brought up a good point. Says maybe she was crying, and that's why she was so bad.
You can cry and still be on pitch.
Yeah.
You know,
Danny knows.
Yeah. I do know.
Danny,
he sings Green Day songs while he's crying all the time.
That's the only way to sing Green Day songs, all right?
Of course.
So again, check out the video of this at the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. A wedding that happened in Snohomish where the bad singing and then the face plant by the best man is just... Steve finds it funny. I find it a little horrific.
I find it funny because he's okay. If you didn't tell me he was okay, I would feel weird about it.
He doesn't look okay. I've never seen anybody just fall like that. You did, but you fell on a human being. You never went down that badly.
Right, because it'd be like, I have that video of me passing out, and I've shown it to some people, and they don't like watching it because it scares them. It freaks them out. Where I find it funny because I'm still alive. I get it. If you died, I wouldn't want people to watch that video either.
I don't know if you're still alive, are you?
You know, that's a deep question.
Could be a zombie. Right, wow. Could be a zombie. All right, so I love my surveys. Got another one here about the average person.
She's probably deaf, you guys. Your asses.
Oh.
Well, okay. Really? Is that what we've come to? We got to let somebody who can't sing? Because is everything got to be a Rudy moment? Can't we have somebody who...
dude, someone said, now here's my deaf friend who's going to sing for us.
Yeah, I mean, what am I going to do? I mean, I got to be okay about it, but it's just like... It would be like me going, and now I'm going to juggle, and all I do is break everything.
That would make my night.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't know how to juggle. Even if I think I want to, don't let me. I'm not good. But can't we have good people do good things every once in a while instead of just let people because it's the heartwarming story?
Before I get married, we're going to have my friend BJ. He wants to juggle.
Yeah, I've never juggled before.
Some Americans got no talent.
Yeah, exactly. At some point, we have to go, no, somebody does this better than you. You're not going to get to do it at my wedding.
This would be the greatest wedding ever if it was just like a really crappy talent show.
Oh, yeah, like a DJ that doesn't know how to mix records. And so just like, just like the music it stops, the equipment fails all the time, or somebody who's got a stutter is just allowed to do all the speeches.
Oh, man, you've gone too far, BJ.
I'm just saying, why can't, come on.
So he says the best man at my cousin's wedding passed out from locking his knees, and he fell off a 4-foot-high stage. It was funny because he's a douche.
Okay, I will tell you, and this is horrible. And Sarah, this is horrible. But when Sarah's dance teacher just kept walking and went off the stage because she couldn't see, and it was horrible because she fell far and she was an old lady.
Wait, so you laugh at that?
I did.
But you don't laugh at the guy who passed out with the bad singer?
I know it's wrong, but I did laugh at that. It was like yo, right on. I'm like, oh. It's just that I still laugh now thinking about it.
So he says it wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny now. About 3 years ago, I was yelling at my then 15-year-old, and he passed out and hit his head on the kitchen counter. I went from pissed to terrified in 1 second. Now we laugh and say he has fainting goat syndrome from Rose in Tacoma.
I remember when Sarah got her head caught in an elevator in Toronto, and that was funny.
A head caught in an elevator?
Sarah had a little bit of a big head as a kid.
How big is your head that you can't get through the elevator?
Gosh, we found out, and it was funny. But
was it funny at the time?
Yes, but Kathy was terrified because the door closed on her friggin' head. And the picture of it was just like she looked like.
Did it keep closing, or did it just stay
it was like. Sarah's just like
And how old was she at this point?
She might have been maybe 3 or 4.
That's a gigantic melon, then. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, she had a Doug head. You remember Doug, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
not Doug. What was the Arnold? Hey, Arnold head.
Oh, football head.
Sarah had a little bit of a football head.
Nice.
And the elevator made it that way. Even better. Oh, dude. And Kathy was just like, she was terrified. She was screaming, and I'm trying to be helpful, and I'm laughing. I think Joey Dees and I both were just like this is the funniest thing we've ever seen.
I'd be so useless at that point.
Because Joey was probably, 6-ish at the time, and he's just like, finally, my secret plan has worked.
He was hitting the closed door button.
That might happen. Oh, yeah, because, Joey was never happy that we brought somebody else in the family. We were his. And, there's Sarah coming along. He's like, that's it. When the elevator closes, kid, you're not going to make it.
We get some updates about the guy who passed out. Some people, I guess, know him. I know the guy, but I wasn't at the wedding. The after pictures were gnarly, and he definitely needed surgery. And a few people are saying that he did not pee his pants. Fake news.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because they say in the video you can see that he peed his pants, but I couldn't really tell from that.
They gave him a lot of water, and they said that it was from the towel. Oh, that sucks, because I'm looking at the video, too, and it totally looks like he wet himself, like Billy Madison style.
And they're saying that's from the towel?
Yeah.
Oh, but it does look like he wet himself.
Insult to injury.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I think I'd own it and say, yeah, I'm the dude that passed out and peed my pants.
Yeah, but you know what? No dude likes to be that guy. You would be that guy, and they're wearing light colored clothes, so you can really tell. Oh man, so it's the towel water that did it. They said get water. That guy said get water.
So would they towel his junk though? Because nowhere else is it wet.
Yeah, that is odd. That's the only place it got wet.
Maybe one of the bridesmaids just wanted to cop a feel.
Well, maybe so. She's like, I heard
pat him down.
Pat him down. Let's help this boy out. Damn, dude.
So we got some information. So, other places, other cities aren't going to find this out.
They're not going to find that out. I would love to talk to either one, the singer or the pass out dude.
What's the singer going to say? We're going to be like, hey, you sounded terrible. What fun is that?
Well, we're going to
let her sing?
We're going to give her a web redemption. Maybe she is a good singer. Maybe something happened. Right?
Yeah.
How could somebody let her sing if she was that bad? Is that what we're doing now?
Oh, it's the wife.
Huh?
The wife is chiming in. The guy's wife is telling us about he didn't pee his pants.
Oh, the guy's wife? You mean the best man's wife or the bride?
The best man's wife.
Oh.
That's who's telling us he's still alive.
A good wife.
And didn't piss his pants.
All right, can you ask the wife seriously, what the hell's up with the singer? Can we get back with her? Is she willing to come on?
Rev's trying to get a hold of her.
See if we can get her to come on, because we need to know.
Let's see what's up.
We need to know. Somebody, because the wedding party knows the behind the scenes about all this, whether she can sing or not. Is this bad? Are we bad for doing this?
I'm sure she can sing fine. I bet it was nerves or emotions that probably...
Well, she needs a web redemption. Actually, we should give her the chance to sing on our show.
So who's going to get married?
Well,
you're going to have a bachelor party.
All right,
to get married.
All right, I'll renew my vows. And
she's going to sing?
And I'll have to get my wife on the phone, and then we'll have to get... Rev, you're still Reverend, right?
Yep, he's still ordained.
Still ordained.
All right, my 34th anniversary is coming up. It's coming up this weekend.
Can I be the ring bearer?
I have a ring already. Where are you going to put the? I don't even want to know where you're going to put the ring.
On a pillow, of course, you idiot.
All right, fine.
Yeah, that's all. I always have that. And she's not answering her phone right now. So,
oh,
she's probably
come
at work
on, Miss
or in the crapper.
Pass out wife.
Probably on the crapper,
Or maybe it's not his wife.
right? Maybe we're getting fake
We're being
news.
catfished.
Oh, we are getting catfished. Mm-hmm. I would like look if that girl actually is a good singer. I would like to give her a chance. That's all I'm saying. So we'll figure this out.
Oh, Tex says, get over it. I just realized you're on the same boring subject.
Unimpressed.
Vicky just did it. And Vicky did the fart noise. All right. That's one way to come back to that. All right. I'll combat that. All right. How about this? We'll change the subject.
Because they're unimpressed, BJ.
They're very unimpressed.
I love our texters.
There's an iconic movie that came out in the 90s, and the star of that film says, you know what? That movie would be impossible to make now in 2019. This was a big movie, too. What is it? I'll tell you at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Julia Roberts, who basically her entire career was made famous by doing the movie Pretty Woman, says, yeah, I don't think they could make Pretty Woman today.
Huh. Well, who doesn't love a good romance story involving a hooker?
Yeah, exactly. She says a lot has changed in the industry. There are so many things you could poke a hole in. What? Did she just say that?
Dude, when you, 90s, so I was starting to get into, the teen times, right?
Yeah.
And you start thinking about, you're like, man, maybe one day I could get myself a hooker that will fall in love with me. Because that was just, it didn't seem like a big deal. It was just like,
it really was a modern day Cinderella, is really what it was.
It's so funny to look at. On paper, this is the movie we're making?
That's what the movie was we're making, is that a hooker finds a rich guy who sees that she's a wonderful being, and they end up having true romance, but she's a hooker.
Yeah.
And he's a guy with a ton of money that would, those are the kind of guys that can go out there and afford to get the nice hookers.
It's funny that we had, you're talking about this because I was driving with my buddy and we were talking about Home Alone. And we're like, I wonder if you could even make that movie now.
Ooh.
It's really just on paper, again, the family just neglects its kid. And then there's a couple of robbers that are trying to kill the kid then.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows that our sensibilities definitely have changed. And I don't know. I think I don't want to lose my sense of humor. I think that we should always try to be a better society, always try to treat people well and correct the errors of the past. I think that's a good thing, because ignorance is a reason for a lot of things that happened, as opposed to just being malevolent. And people just didn't know they were being jerks. They just were raised thinking this was the way it is. And you go, no, this isn't really the way it should be. And most people are like, all right, cool. You're right. It shouldn't be that way now that you've educated me. But let's not lose our sense of humor.
Yeah. I'm looking at some website that did a whole thing about movies, 10 movies you couldn't make today. And movies like Weird Science is on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it objectifies women.
What about Highlander now? Why wouldn't they do the movie Highlander, which is it's about Scottish lore, I thought. I wonder, did they say why?
Yeah.
It really wasn't Scottish lore. It was just he happened to be Scottish.
I thought Highlanders were actually all part of Scottish lore.
No. Each of them are from different countries. Actually, Sean Connery, who is Scottish in the movie, is actually playing a Spaniard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a really strange movie. And the Scottish man is actually a man from France.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, because Christopher Lambert's French, so.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
According to this website, says the entire premise of the film rests on Eurocentric, hyper-masculine, hierarchical structures, all of which are highly problematic.
Oh, yeah, because it's you really don't want to be anything that's so super manly these days. I get that.
How about 16 Candles? They say it's racist and sexist, and it needs to be retired.
Wow. Okay. These were movies we grew up with thinking these movies were amazing.
Rocky IV.
Why is Rocky IV?
Strongly nationalistic.
Really? You
demonizes communism.
What's wrong with demonizing? Well, okay. Is it bad to demonize?
Commando.
Is it bad to demonize communism? I thought a lot of us think that communism is not a good thing. Is it a good thing now?
I don't know, man.
I didn't know communism was a good thing now.
What about Soul Man?
Oh, God, no. No.
Is that guy dressed as...
See Thomas Howell in blackface.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, whoever thought that would be a good idea?
It was successful. 1986.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. See, that's the thing. I mean, people just were ignorant. There's no that's all there is to it. I don't think these are bad people. They're just ignorant, not realizing, oh yeah, this is super, super hurtful. We've talked about it before. I mean, there's stuff that goes on that right now we don't think is a bad thing, but I know 30 years from now, someone's going to come back to us and go, dude, how could you have done that? And you were like, nobody thought it was a big deal then.
Like Porky's. Apparently it's frowned upon to, drill holes in bathrooms to look at girls taking showers.
You'll never see a movie like that.
No.
Yeah. I mean, after Aaron Andrews, you will probably never see anybody do anything as a joke like that, like Porky's did.
Or even like someone says Animal House probably can never be done now.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Wow.
Maybe that's why we have so many remakes these days instead of actual new movies. Because there's like no ideas that you can do without offending someone.
Yeah, and I don't want to lose my sense of humor. I mean, intention is so important. We can joke about the stupidity of humanity because, look, we are humans. We are flawed. We're knuckle brains. We are reactionary. We all need therapy. So let's laugh about it as opposed to getting so serious to the point that, we're not having fun while we're doing the right thing.
And it's art. See, I always view movies as art, so I can watch it and not take it as like a commentary on what they're saying. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, they're talking about a hooker who falls in love. Like, it's not that bad.
And it is
art.
It is something that's part of our society. And by the way, I think you're going to find that people aren't going to care about hookers anymore. As far as like, so what? That's what you do for a living. I think eventually they're going to stop demonizing that whole thing.
And Julia Roberts could lead the way.
Yeah.
But no, she's turning her back on it.
Yeah. Well, I think she's right, though. I mean, you couldn't make that movie today. Where would she have been? Like, that was her career. That movie made her. And if it was today, I mean, that's it.
I'm just trying to picture it in my head. What little I remember of that movie. Obviously, it's been so long. But, I mean, you don't think they could pull that off?
It's tough for me. I don't know, Steve. I think I'm way out of touch. I'm not a younger person who would get pissed over that, so I don't know.
Somebody says Revenge of the Nerds. Can't make fun of nerds, man.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. Wasn't there a scene where one of the guys is making out or doing stuff with somebody and she thinks it's somebody else?
Oh, well, that's...
I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a whole scene about like stealing panties or something too?
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
And that's frowned on?
Yeah.
Yes,
Steve.
Steve, it is frowned upon nowadays.
Damn it. Someone says they just made Rocky 4. Remade it. It's called Creed 2. Yeah. Very good point.
Yeah.
It's straight up a reboot of Rocky 4.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's about Ivan Drago's son versus taking on Apollo Creed's son.
Oh, and what was Rocky 4 about?
Ivan Drago killed, spoiler alert, but Ivan Drago killed Apollo Creed.
Oh, okay, that's right. All right.
And it was Rocky versus Drago, so now it's Creed versus Drago.
If it dies, he dies.
And it's, dude, the premise is actually, they did a good job with Creed 2 because they even incorporated Brigitte Nielsen's character.
Oh, really?
Which is Drago's wife, she doesn't want to deal with him anymore because he was a failure after he lost to Rocky.
Oh.
It talks about how Drago went down a dark road because he lost that fight to Rocky in Rocky 4.
It's like the Cobra Kai, where we get to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a feel-good hit of the summer.
Oh, I like how you did hit because there's punching.
Yes, boom.
Yeah.
I think you'd like Rocky 4. Creed 2. Rocky 4.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come out so I can watch both movies back to back because I have one already on my DVR from HBO or whatever. And so when Creed 2 finally comes out to HBO or one of those things, then I'll have them both and I'm going to watch them both.
Nice.
But I'm going to get there, buddy.
We just watched crap. It was
you watched crap?
No, a Mark Wahlberg film about where he was a foster parent.
Oh, I don't even know this.
It's actually pretty fun. It's just a lighthearted, easy watch. But I think it was just a giant commercial for being a foster parent because as soon as the movie ended, they had like a graphic that says if you would like to be, if you want to be interested in becoming a foster parent, here's some information.
Instant Family.
Yes,
I actually saw the trailer to that and I really wanted to see it. So it's fun, huh?
Yeah, the trailer does it justice.
Good.
Yeah, what would you give it on Stevie Tomatoes?
I'd give it a solid 83%.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see what Vicky thinks of it. It's kind of cool if he did a movie and then wants to talk about foster families because we could use a lot of people that are quality people that want to do that because sometimes the foster system it's not the greatest.
And it's there's many moments during this movie where Mark Wahlberg becomes a caricature of himself. Like that, how everyone does an impression of Mark Wahlberg where he's like all hyper and says stupid stuff. There are multiple times in the movie where he gets all hyper and says stupid stuff.
Yeah. Own it, Mark.
It's 82% Rotten Tomatoes, BJ, so there you go.
Really?
81% of the audience loved it.
Wow.
How about
I don't even know this movie.
on demand.
Good for him.
Available to rent or buy.
Wow. Good for him. That's fantastic. Well, you know what? I think my wife and I sometimes want something to watch. I think we'll have to watch that. Instant Family.
Instant Family.
All right. 82% is good.
83 on Steve Tomatoes.
Yeah, I kind of ignored that one.
I noticed.
I am a little afraid of the fact that you like it though. I'm gonna have to say Steve hasn't seen it. If my wife asks me, I go, Steve doesn't know about that movie. Got a recent survey here that says that the average person complains 3 times a day. What do you think my over-under is?
3 times an hour is still, I think, an under.
I was about to say 3 times every half hour.
Only 3 times a day? Gosh, I feel like that's so low. Wow. And less than half of us think we could go a whole day without one complaint. You think I could?
Man, I don't think anybody could. Even the most positive person is going to complain about something.
Yeah. We've got the 10 things that we complain about the most, according to the survey. This one is number 1. At least, you know what?
Food taking too long to come.
Food taking too long to come.
At the restaurant.
I am not seeing that.
That's probably the number 1 thing I complain about. Whenever I go out to eat, and if something's taking too long, I just look at whoever. It's usually me and Munson that are out getting lunch. And at some point, one of us will snap. Not at anyone, just to each other. Like, how is it taking so long to just make a sandwich?
Is it, so you're not getting any snacks? They're not giving you anything to tide you over?
No, it's just a restaurant where you order food.
Oh, yeah. See, I know my food will take a long time when they bring out bread.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. I know it's like, okay, this will take a bit because the restaurant knows. Like, here's something, because you're hungry, you're at a restaurant. You know, of course, the trick is not to eat too much of it because you want your entree. I did that. I mean, when Vicky and I were at Dice Tower Con in Vegas, that's what we did. I ate too much bread, and then when they brought our plate of pasta, it was just like, it was a beating.
That's what I love about Mexican restaurants. You always get that bowl of chips.
Yeah. See, you never complain about when the food comes out when you get a nice bowl of chips.
Right, because you can eat something.
I do complain when you go to those Mexican restaurants and they charge you for the bowl of chips.
Oh, that's BS.
Because then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, this isn't authentic. This doesn't feel real.
Right.
Yeah, it's an appetizer. You always get a free app. I know. And when I go to a Chinese restaurant, they don't give you those curly noodle things.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a lot of them don't do it anymore. I don't know if it was an East Coast thing, but that pisses me off. It's like, where's my appetizer?
Curly noodles.
Oh,
yeah, never had them.
I've never had that.
They're like the wonton noodles, right?
Yeah.
And they're just like, but they fry them, so they're like chips.
Oh, you guys.
And then you get the sweet and sour sauce, and you dip it in, or mustard.
You never get those guys?
I've seen it, but never for free.
Never gotten it for free.
That's an East Coast thing, I guess. Or maybe it's something they used to do here, too, but, these places are getting cheap.
Yep.
Number 1 on the list, and you've heard me talk about it a long time, bad customer service. That is the number 1 thing we all complain about.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So that's I think it's an epidemic when it comes to retail establishments. Number 2, telemarketers and robocalls.
Oh, gosh, I get so many. Now I like it that the phone just says scam likely, and I won't even have to bother not answering the phone.
Oh, that's awesome that it's starting to identify these numbers.
Uh-huh.
I hate it because somebody years ago, it's probably been close to 10 years at this point, some dude named James gave out my phone number as his, so I'm getting like all the people for his car loans, for his school loans, everything.
Why would he do that?
James here. I'm like, this isn't James' number. Like, well, is this number? This is this. I'm like, yes, I've had this number since I was 17. I'm an old bitch now. Stop calling. It's been a lot lately, so I'm just really irritated.
Girl, James really got you bad.
Yeah.
You think maybe he wanted a piece, and since you didn't give him one, he was
I don't know who James is. I've never hooked up with James.
So that's weird. Maybe the guy just made up a number. Just to
and it happened to be yours? That sucks.
I just don't ever answer my phone, so those robocalls don't bother me. I just hit do not disturb.
Yeah.
But there's times where I'm like expecting a call, whether, doctor or like from somebody in particular, and I don't know if that's them or not, so I answer and it's like, oh, hey, cool.
Is James there?
It's like, no.
Number 3 on this list of things we complain about every day, people who cut in line.
Yeah, there are times where I get annoyed by that. I try not to let it bother me anymore, but sometimes when you're like been waiting in line for a while and then someone just like swoops in and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How often does that happen, though?
Not often.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever had anyone cut me in line.
Had it happen at some play my wife and I went to at the Paramount. Long line to get a drink. We're waiting. Some drunk fine lady
from apartment C
gets right in front of us and she's like, in her fancy clothes and her expensive purse, like just seems entitled. Sure. And I'm like, the line's back there, and she's like, oh. And like I'm saying that because you should get out of this line and go into the back. And she was just like,
she didn't do it?
Oh, eventually she did. And she was annoyed with me because I started clowning on her. I was just like, it's now,
Good for you, man.
I just kept talking about her even when she wasn't looking. She's like, fine. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry I inconvenienced you.
Yeah,
and
you
didn't
don't get
allow
to cut
you
the line.
cut in front of me so you could get your drink quicker.
Yeah, go back to where you're
fine
supposed
lady.
to. Yeah. It is amazing how people are.
I try not to even cut lines when like a bunch of people are like, hey, come jump in line with us. But then again, I'm the douche that accidentally cut a line to buy Pearl Jam merchandise.
You did.
And didn't
that
even
was
know
the
it.
biggest cut line thing ever because that line was epic.
People waited an hour to buy stuff.
Yes.
I waited like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're a great guy.
Nobody said anything. If someone said anything, BJ, I promise you, I would have.
Yeah, I know you would have. I do.
Yeah.
I do. But I'm still going to give you a hard time.
So he says, Steve, didn't you cut the Pearl Jam line at the Pearl Jam? Yes, I did. So when some douchebag cut line at the Pearl Jam concert, that was me.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm sorry.
And I
do like that Pearl Jam hat I got.
I feel badly doing it. I mean, I can do it at the airport because they still, if you're part of Group A, you can or first class, you can cut everybody even if like they started having the other people come in. But I feel horrible.
Yep.
First of all, if I'm first class, it's like, well, the only reason I want to get on the plane quick is to make sure I have overhead luggage storage. But first class is always plenty, so it's like I don't got to cut the line. Yeah. So they do. So It's like the only time is when I don't, and I have exit row.
That's why people.
Then I really want to. Yeah, that's why I want to get online. But what kills me is that, and you, I don't know, Danny, you travel a lot. Can people figure out to stop blocking the way so you can at least get through when they call your letter? Like everybody's trying to post up when their group is called.
Right. They want to be the first to get in section B.
Yeah, and it's like, say, hey, guys, they're calling my row. I don't know if you're in line, and if I'm waiting for you, I'm trying to be courteous. And so every time it's like, I have to go, are you an A? Are you an A? And they're going, no, but you are, buddy, if you know what I'm saying. You're a big A. Oh.
It doesn't make sense to me because assigned seating. Like, I'm getting the same seat regardless if I line up.
The problem is
the overhead storage.
It's the overhead storage. It never phases me because I never use overhead storage.
Right.
For that reason. I don't want to be a part of that rat race to try and get my bag at the top. I just have a bag big enough to carry my iPad.
Good job, buddy.
So I never have to worry about that. We just waltz on. I don't care if you're taking all the overhead storage.
You're living the dream on that one.
But there are people, because they charge so freaking much to just check luggage.
Yeah.
That they're like, that's why they're doing it.
I guess
that's why I do it.
Annoying. Well, and then Southwest too, because it's a free for all.
I love chaos, and I love Southwest.
That's the only time I'll ever like line up early, and they get mad.
Just drop the extra $12, I think it is,
for the early bird,
so you can check in the day before and at least get in the right section, so you're not dealing with all that crap.
Yeah, I don't like getting that chaos. That's why it's like, I like the MVP status. I mean, I fly a lot and I get it, and I'm always in Group A.
Worst was when we went for a hockey tournament. We all said, hey, whoever gets there first, save the other two seats so we can all sit in the same row together. Yeah. And I did the extra couple bucks, so I was able to get on like Group B. Yeah. And Munson and Jay were like Group D. And so I'm sitting in that middle seat. That way,
Yeah.
Are these seats taken? Yes. I'm like, can these guys hurry up and get on the freaking plane?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough when people keep walking by and you're like, yeah, they are.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, people are here already. They went to the bathroom.
Nice. Yesterday, Steve, he got this one right.
In which decade were the candy Skittles first sold in the U.S.?
In the U.S.?
In the U.S.
Thanks, Mike Tyson.
70s. Yes.
Good job. Nice. I love this country, the U.S. The U.S. It felt good. Yeah. You want a shot at beating Steve? Here it is, 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
I'm Erin Ryan, political commentator, comedy writer, and host of Crooked Media's Hysteria.
And I'm co-host Alyssa Mastromonaco, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff for President Obama.
Each week on Hysteria, we are joined by a team of hilariously opinionated ladies to discuss the headlines from the serious to the absurd.
We cover everything from reproductive rights to rom-coms and break down the political news of the week and cultural stories that affect women's lives.
New episodes of Hysteria drop every Thursday. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.